Hey, I'm Christian Hayes, the producer, and we have a new monthly champion for October, which is Mike Yellak. And
finally getting both of them back where they belong. Well, this was actually mine to begin with. Go ahead, hand it over.
I'm reluctant. I think your ego is gonna get even more inflated.
That's right,
than
people.
usual.
Both belts. Dustin just couldn't do it. Choked once again. So these will look pretty good around my sexy waist. Now, I am the undisputed Sports Talk champion. Let's start the show. Well, here it is, November, and look who has every single belt. Me, Mike Yellak.
Why'd you say every single? That ain't titles that there's multiple. There's just two. So
well, there's just two, but I have both.
There we go. That's
doesn't this look good though?
I mean, it's fine. I wasn't really fond of a belt that had masking tape on it to begin with, so.
But either way, you were fond of it when you won it.
Honestly, so after this season, the one on your left shoulder is going to be eliminated anyway. There's just going to be one belt.
Okay, and I'll have that because I'll have
You can still have two because the monthly one still is intact.
Right.
To win the other one, but.
Right. I'm your host, Mike Yellak, alongside
me,
Dustin Pastula, the Dust, as everyone refers to him as. I'm gonna bring that back. Bring some old stuff back. All right, we got to go old school on this show. But I'm both champions, so that is old school because I'm always the champion. So we thought. Oh, by the way, Lola has been released of her duties here. So good luck to her and all her future endeavors.
Hey, I mean, she has her own thing. She could stay committed. Honestly, no hard feelings. But like, we need someone who can be here every week, can do the show, and
so I hope you understand. Just like John Laurinaitis would say, good luck in all your future endeavors. Well, somebody wanted to. I saw on Facebook today. Somebody actually wanted a wrestling show, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that never.
Okay.
We already throw in little interjections anyway, as you saw in the beginning of the show with the belts.
So, true, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, we have belts. What more do you want?
All right, let's start off.
Come on. All right, first question to both of us, to myself and you.
Yeah, you're right.
The Colts are 6-3.
Did not see that coming.
Did not.
I'm not gonna lie.
The way, honestly, I'm seeing a little switch in performances here. A little switch in performances here. You got RG3's kind of dropping down now. Andrew Luck is kind of coming up.
I'm just saying, I did say that. You admit it, right?
I mean, still think RG3 is pretty consistent, but
they're 3-6. But I mean,
they are.
All right.
I'm glad you said they, but yes.
We're not getting into this again.
I know, but you said it. So.
All right, he's 3-6 as a starter.
Anyway,
Andrew Luck is 6-3, so that's good.
That is good.
Andrew Luck is clearly a better quarterback, and I said in the long run he was going to be anyway. Though at first it looked like RG3 is probably better for this season. Nah.
Honestly, I'm not going to say who's the better quarterback because you have to.
I will.
You have to look. You have to really compare statistics. You can't go by the team's record because, like I said, one person doesn't make a team. So I mean, you know, RG3 did good in the beginning. He's falling off now. Andrew Luck didn't do too good in the beginning, and now he's rising to the occasion.
I mean, the way he's poised in the pocket, like he's been a 5-year veteran, Andrew Luck, and I honestly think we're seeing the start of a new Tom Brady, a new Peyton Manning, a new Aaron Rodgers. I think Andrew Luck is going to be in the top 5 quarterbacks someday. He's not there yet this year. No. I think once you go to next year and the year after,
I think it's very rare in your rookie year
to yeah, absolutely,
to be considered to be up in that top echelon of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But next up we have the Falcons lose their first game to the Saints.
I actually let me just say this. I had I had somebody, just to say that, ask me at 12 o'clock on Sunday, who are you picking between the Saints and Falcons? And I said, I really like the Saints in this game. The Falcons are, not only they're due to lose a game, but the way the Falcons have been winning have been ugly wins. They handled the Eagles, but I mean, who hasn't this year? The Falcons have been winning by 3 points or less, kind of like the way the Eagles were winning in the beginning
Falcons
of the season.
Falcons are 8-1, right? You also have to look at it this way. Over half of the teams they beat have losing records.
Losing records, absolutely. The Falcons they're a good team. They're a good team. Are they a undefeated caliber team though? Absolutely not. This team does have holes and does have flaws. They do have a great offense. Don't get me wrong. Their defense does have holes though. So
I think when it comes down to this game,
Drew Brees picked them apart.
Oh, he did, and I think it comes down to when it comes down to this game in particular. Those are the two things you have to look at. First of all, as far as offense goes, if you look at it statistically, both quarterbacks had good numbers. Okay, both sets of receivers had good numbers. At least one of them did. You got to look at the running game. Okay, the Falcons had 46 yards running, compared to the Saints 148 yards running. Now these are total yards. These aren't just one person. But these are total yards.
Let me ask you something now. Now that you're talking about the Falcons and the Saints, and I'm asking you this question. I'm not going to answer because I already said at the beginning of the season, I'm stick a fork in the Saints. They're done. Are the Saints a threat now at all, or? I mean, they have one.
No.
No. Okay.
First of all, they don't have their coach. Okay. That is a big deal because
they could be an undefeated team though.
True, but you have to. Every blind dog finds a bone every now and then.
Just like every blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
Yeah, I wanted to change the animal if you don't matter.
Yeah.
But
every time.
What I'm trying to say is, the thing about the Saints is their coach was more than just a coach. He was an inspiration to the team.
Right.
So, also, I feel like they're among the Saints because with this whole suspension thing and everything. I feel like there's a lot of dissension within the team. So while they are a good team and they have the chance, they have the skill and they have the talent.
They definitely have the quarterback, that's for sure.
Right, and they have the skill and they have the talent to be a playoff and Super Bowl winning team. I don't think it happens this season.
Okay. Yeah.
Do they make the playoffs? That's a possibility. If they do make the playoffs, they go in through the wild card.
Well, yeah, but I mean, do you think? All right, I'm going to ask you right here then. Cut around all the BS. Do they make the playoffs? Yes or no?
Do the Saints make the playoffs?
Yes, no.
Yes. I think the Saints will make the playoffs if they continue to play like they are now.
All right, there you go. I am absolutely saying no.
I think they just barely squeak in, but I think if they continue to play like this, if they play if they start playing again like they did in the beginning of the season, absolutely not. But you have to look at playing styles. If they play the way they can play, they can easily make it into the playoffs.
All right, there you go.
Now, something strange and peculiar has happened this weekend.
I don't get it.
Something that you see a lot in soccer, field hockey, but something you don't see in football too often. The Rams and the 49ers...
Get that? Tie?
I got it. Have come to a tie.
Don't ask McNabb about this either, because he won't understand. I love Donovan, but come on.
You won't get it.
I don't actually agree with it. I think this is stupid. I mean, I think a double overtime should be awarded then. And obviously, whoever scores first wins. Tie in football, I mean, really? I mean, you're looking at it now, this actually bodes well for both of those teams. Because think about it. Now, say the Rams have this miraculous comeback.
Okay.
And they're tied with another team in their division who has, say they're 9-7. Well, they're going to be 9-6-1. So automatically they're the same wins, but losses, they have one less loss. So automatically they're in. So this loss, while it wasn't, or this tie, while it wasn't a loss,
it's kind of like half a win.
Right.
Well, it is half a win.
It is, well, kind of. Yeah, if you're looking at it.
If you think about it that way, because
yeah.
Well, it's kind of like in soccer. You get a point for a tie and 3 points for a win. So I mean, that point can help you. Let's say you're 1 point below the top.
I don't like it, but
Now, I've actually been asked this earlier in the week.
What?
After the games happened, I found it funny at first, but now that I think about it, I think it would be interesting. My girlfriend asked me this.
What?
In football.
Right.
And this is because she didn't really know about football.
My girlfriend doesn't either. It's okay.
She said, if they go into overtime and the team ties at the end of overtime, do they have a shootout? Now, I laughed at her because I said, how do you have a shootout in football? But then I got to think of something.
Go ahead.
What if, after the overtime, you did kind of like a college thing, except not in 25. Each team starts from the 5-yard line. They get one down to see if they can make it in the end zone. That'd be
producers laughing.
That would be kind of like a shootout, right?
I'm with him. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
But wouldn't that be funny? That'd be funny.
It'd be funny. I couldn't take it seriously, honestly.
I'd be biting my nails.
Let's move on quickly.
Let's move on to Nick Foles and the Eagles.
Let me just say this, okay? Let me go on my 1-2 minute rant here. Okay. Everyone, got that, producer? Everyone is yelling like, oh, you know, pull Vic. We want Foles. We want Foles. You got Foles, and you saw a mediocre at best quarterback. Here's my defense to Nick Foles, and then I'll have my rebuttal to that. He did not, I repeat, did not have any practice with the first team the entire week. He was thrown in there cold, right. And you're not going to get... Now, this week, they're playing... The Redskins have a good defense. Not so much a good offense, but they have a good defense. So, let's see how he does against the... Because the preseason is exactly what it is. Preseason.
He didn't play starting team.
So, I can't take it seriously.
He did not play one starter in his preseason
right,
game.
Right, absolutely. And while I do think Nick Foles can run this offense in a more conventional way than Michael Vick, because Michael Vick is always a quarterback draw or run out of the pocket and he's not good. For whatever reason, Michael Vick has fell off, and he's not going to be good for this team. At least the Eagles anyway. Same with Andy Reid, but I'll get to that in a minute. Nick Foles. I don't know if he's going to be as good as everyone's praising him to be.
I always said that.
Yeah, you did.
I always said that.
I mean, me and you could have made that throw he threw to Jeremy Maclin. I mean, Jeremy Maclin was blown coverage. How do you get that wide open in the NFL? It's blown coverage. So, Nick Foles, while I think he's going to be just enough... Remember, Trent Dilfer won the quarterback won the Super Bowl being the quarterback for the Ravens, and he's not a good quarterback either. While I'm saying Nick Foles is not going to be Trent Dilfer, he's on that level. He's going to be mediocre at best. I don't see Nick Foles being a great starter in the NFL. I just don't see it. Now, I might be wrong. I want to be wrong. But I just don't see it. I don't see it for whatever reason.
I think
Andy Reid needs to go, by the way. This is it's so
Can I just say something, and this is also in defense of Nick Foles.
What?
I mean, like you said, he got thrown into the game, but you got to look at it this way. Look at his stats. 22 for 32, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. For someone who's thrown into a game, I understand the interception was pretty ridiculous, but for someone who's thrown into a game like that, those aren't horrible numbers.
Yeah. Now let me go to Andy Reid before we go to break. Speaking of that interception, if Deshaun Jackson doesn't bobble and actually catches it, then that's not an interception. This team has quit on Andy Reid. I see no heart. I see no passion. I see no desire to win. I see nothing from this team. It's the same crap. And you know what? The crap that we're getting thrown out there. Jason Babin. I mean, you have him acting like he's won the Super Bowl after he makes a sack when they're down by 14 points. This is not a good team. This is not a good team. Nnamdi Asomugha, for whatever reason, it's just not working.
He's still on the team?
It's just not working.
I don't know. I don't see him.
He can't cover.
I don't see him.
It's just not working.
Every Sunday you watch the game, I don't see him.
It's not working anymore. Nnamdi needs to be let go.
Do you think a new coach
absolutely
helps the team?
Absolutely.
Do you think it gives them a little more pep?
Yes.
Will?
They need more. This team has no desire to win for Andy Reid anymore.
Honestly, I think some of it has to do with the fact that he just completely rearranged his entire staff.
Not only
in the middle of the season. I mean, you don't do that. You don't do it that drastically in the middle of the season.
They don't want to play for him anymore, Dustin. This is simple. What it is think of it like this, okay? There's that girlfriend, like say an ex-girlfriend of yours, who you just want to get over. You want to throw out all the pictures and everything because you know it's a circle. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep So you just want to get rid of everything. Get rid of the pictures. Get rid of the memories. Get rid of everything. That's what they want to do with this. Just get rid of Andy Reid, get rid of all of his coaching staff, get rid of the whole staff, start fresh.
Wipe it clean.
Wipe it clean is exactly what I'm saying. This is not working. I think we've overevaluated talent. We've overevaluated some of the coaching staff. Bobby April needs to go. The special teams is horrendous. Marty Morningweg, the offense is clearly not working, and the defense is a joke. And I thought we had the players. We were told we had the players. And you know what? We don't. This is the team is a joke. The team's quit. We have no firepower. Please bring John Gruden to this team because I would love to see John Gruden as a coach.
I would honestly love to see, and I would be one quarter of an Eagles fan if I saw him at the. And you know what I mean? It's the Eagles right now they're excuse my lame analogy, but they're a cluttered Etch-a-Sketch. You gotta wipe the board.
Yeah. And Andy Reid, and one more thing about Andy Reid. After every single game, he says, you know, and he gives the smirky comments like, "Oh, Andy, what if you lose after this game? What are you gonna do?" I'm gonna coach. That's what I do. I'm sick of the constant cockiness, the smugness. I can't stand it anymore. I'm so sick of it. It's 14 years and it's too old. Most coaches get 4 years, 5 years at the most to prove themselves. Andy Reid's gotten 14 and still doesn't have a Super Bowl. And by the way, I don't want Bill Cowher because he took 16 years to win a Super Bowl. I don't need another coach who's going to take that long to win a Super Bowl. We'll be right back right after this.